I treat my shelves as trophy shelves. I don't tend to have books that I rate below a 4-star on my shelves, so I am a ruthless, relentless unhauler. Hello besties, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tori if you're new, and we are doing a book unhaul. We have about 20 books that we are unhauling. I will list all of my books, my unhaul books on Pango. I will leave it linked in the description box below. Actually, it's always linked in the description box below. Now I need to preface this book unhaul with, don't get mad at me. Some of these are very popular books that I am unhauling. The thing is, if it was below a 4-star for me, I want someone else to be able to have these, enjoy them, read them. I do have a bunch of special editions. I have some Fairy Loot books that we are unhauling. I have some sprayed edges. Okay, let's start with our special editions. I think that would be a good place. So the first book that I'm unhauling is the Fairy Loot edition of The Starlight Heir. This is by Emily Howard. When I read this, I think I ended up giving it like 2.5 to 3 stars. This is the first book in a series, and she's really pretty. I actually have the reverse dust jacket on. Let me just show you the naked book. Like, come on. Can we get some commotion for the dress, please? And then the sprayed edges on this are really, really pretty too. Also, this is the reverse dust jacket, which is also really, really gorgeous. This book was really fun. It was very fast paced, but this book is about a bladesmith blessed by the stars. There is a prophecy in here as well, which is pretty fun. A prince with a dangerous secret, a god bound in shadows. There are deadly trials in this one as well. Writing style is super straightforward and like easy to get into. This next one, I'm gonna be so honest, I couldn't even tell you the summary for this, besides I know that it's Viking inspired. And it's written by L.J. Andrews. It is Broken Souls and Bones. Again, this is the Fairy Loot edition. It's really, really cool, to be fair. The skulls on the back and the crows on the front are insane. Also, a little wolfy sprayed edge. The character art in this one, oh, also the naked book. Gorgina with the silver foiling. It's a signed edition as well. These two are absolutely everything. Like, look at him. And then the back with his slutty little skirt slit and his leg showing, he outshines her in this fan art. Like, let's just be so honest. I am just not a big Viking inspired fantasy person, fantasy/romantasy person. I don't know why. It just doesn't call to me. And so that at first I was like, okay. But then also I've tried reading from L.J. Andrews before, and I don't think that's an author for me. So I am unhauling it because it's gorgeous. It's such a pretty book. And I know that someone will love this, and you deserve a gorgeous edition of it. Okay, this is getting into the controversial unhaul section. Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. I started reading Devney Perry earlier this year with her romantic suspense books, like the Edens series. And I was very excited that she was coming out with her first ever romantasy, adult romantasy. Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry just did not work for me. I tried so hard to get into this book and like this book. Don't look at my rating on Goodreads if you loved it. That's all I'm saying. It's gorgeous. I really debated if I wanted to unhaul this because I know I have my golden rule of having my trophy shelves, but the sprayed edges on this are so incredible. And this is not like a special edition. This is just the base edition that they went so hard on. Also, the end pages, like everything about this book is so gorgeous. So I know that a lot of people really love this book, and y'all deserve this. I don't deserve to have this gorgeous book on my shelves because I didn't really love her. Next up is A Fire in the Sky. This is by Sophie Jordan. I really enjoyed the first half of this book, and then the second half kind of went a little bit downhill for me. It is a dragon fantasy romance. The character art in this is so stunning. This one, I'm trying to remember. I would say it's like mildly Viking inspired. I think barbarian-esque is a more apt way of describing it. The male love interest in this book is everything. Everything and more. Also, wait, what is his name again? His name is the Beast of the Borderlands. This was really fun. It has some good yearning in it. The romance isn't, I would say, like, isn't overly straightforward. We have sort of an arranged marriage. Their wedding night is like the weirdest scene ever, but then their relationship throughout the book and the sort of mutual pining, but hiding it like really well from each other. And then the way that this ends, like the twists are absolutely insane. I don't think that anyone would expect the twists that happen in this book. I sure didn't. So if you're looking for something that is a very entertaining read, I would recommend this. Where the second half kind of lost me a bit, and I don't plan on continuing the series, we are unhauling her. And then I'm going to be so honest, I don't know what to do with this book. I'm not going to be reading it. It's a fairy loot. The book itself is really pretty. The subject matter of this book, I would look into before you like pick it up, or if you would like to purchase it, you probably already know about this book. This might be one, like, I don't really want to donate it to the library. I don't know what to do with it. It's Firebird by Juliet Cross. That's all I'm going to say about this. I'm not reading this. I'm just getting rid of it. I don't really know what the best way to do that is, but we're unhauling her. So, okay, let's switch over to this pile. This one I got at the bookstore because the cover is really pretty, but it's very outside of my comfort zone. This is Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. I did read this. I listened to the audiobook, so I never really read this book. The spine is perfectly intact. This book is like new because I just listened to the audio. This year I'm trying to get a little bit more out of my comfort zone with my reading and the books that I'm trying to pick up. So I'm trying to get into sci-fi a little bit more. And this was one of my first dabbles into the sci-fi genre. I figured it's a horror sci-fi, sort of dystopian, post-apocalyptic type thing. And it's really, really short. Like the audiobook for this, I think was 6 hours. This is probably one that I should have got from my library and tried before I bought. And now that I felt like very so-so about it, it just didn't work out for me. I'm going to be unhauling her. And that's that. It's a really cute little paperback though. I'm scared for this one. I'm actually scared. I was debating keeping this one, but I am just not going to continue with this series, which is very unfortunate. I love Carissa Broadbent so much, but this book just did not work for me. The Songbird and the Heart of Stone. This is the most recent book in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. This is the first book of Misha's duet. You probably know about this book. Everyone was freaking out about it when it first came out. I think that Carissa Broadbent's vampire world is super duper interesting. Misha's story is so unique. Like I've never encountered a vampire tale like hers, but I don't really want to say too much because this is like a third book in a series and the summary might potentially be a little bit spoilery. Unfortunately, this didn't work for me. Unfortunately, super unfortunately, I'm not going to be continuing with the series, so we are unhauling her. Okay, the only reason I'm unhauling this next book is because it's a duplicate. I have 2 of these. I definitely don't need 2 of them, and I know that Wild and Wrangled is super well loved, so if you would like to get a copy of this book a little bit cheaper than what you could find at like Barnes & Noble or whatever, I'm going to have it listed on my Pango. I love this series with my entire heart and soul. I'm actually so sad that it's over, but I'm so grateful that Lila Sage decided to announce her new series that's coming out in September or October of this year to like tide us over, because I was devastated when I was like, what do you mean? This is the last book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. That's so upsetting. I did read this book. I gave it 4 or 5 stars. I can't remember. I want to say 4 stars. Loved this. The covers of this entire series, like I cannot. It's a cowboy romance. It's a second chance romance. It's so freaking cute. One of my friends sent me this book for my birthday and I had bought it myself, like I'm pretty sure the same day. So I'm unhauling the one that I bought and I'm keeping the one that was a birthday present. I'm so salty about this next book, like really and truly. This was one of my most anticipated releases of the year. It's a dark academia YA called Boys with Sharp Teeth by Jenny Howell. The cover on this is really, really beautiful. It was the writing style that didn't work for me. And so once again, I'm looking to rehome her. I hope that someone reads this and really enjoys it. This one has kind of like a murder mystery vibe. The main character, 17-year-old Maren James, goes like undercover at this private school because her cousin was found dead on the private school property. I'm also sorry that I'm blinding you. I'm trying to hold up this book so that you can see the cover. Her cousin was found dead on this private school property and they don't think it's a murder, but our main character thinks it's a murder. So she like infiltrates the school, gets into the school, and she finds like these 3 characters that are some of the most like popular people at school, they have their own little like clique, and she infiltrates and like becomes their friend and tries to suss them out if they actually murdered her cousin or not. That one would be really good for fall, actually, as we're coming into midsummer, the end of fall. That would be a good one to have. This one I've had, this next book I've owned for so long. I read it 2 or 3 years ago at this point, and I just don't think I'm going to continue. It's a duology, so it's not like it's a long series. I did really enjoy this when I read it. I gave it 4 stars, but now it's been so long and I don't feel like rereading it. It is Seven Faceless Saints by M.K. Lobb. It has a very dark and sort of ominous, creepy atmosphere. If you find, it's a YA, so it's not like super duper crazy, but it does get especially bloody and creepy towards the end. There's a society where some people are very religious in worshiping certain saints, and then there is a saint that has been sort of like outcast, and there's this rebel group that worships the outcasted saint. The saints were merciful. All the stories said so, but the stories also said they craved blood. The saints and their disciples rule the city of Umbrasia with terrifying and unjust power, playing favorites while the unfavored struggle to survive. After her father's murder at the hands of the military, Rosanna is willing to do whatever it takes to dismantle the corrupt system, tapping into her powers as a disciple of patience, joining the rebellion, and facing the boy who broke her heart. That's actually a pretty good way of just summarizing this book. There's a lot that's going on in it. It's mildly political because the religious factor section of this book is like the governing body of the city. And so it's pretty political, and we have sort of an enemies to lovers, but also like a second chance romance type thing, but it's very complicated and dark and bloody. So that is Seven Faceless Saints. If I do continue with that series, like I could just get it at the library at this point. You know what I mean? And then this one is also so old. I tried reading this and I couldn't get super into it. And then I kept this book on my shelves for a very long time. And I just think it's time to let her go and make some space for some other books that I love and like want to get to. And that is Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. In this book, our main character, she's the only princess of Kiata. She has a secret. Forbidden magic runs through her veins. On the morning of her betrothal ceremony, she loses control of it. She gets found out, and her stepmother is a sorceress in her own right. She banishes the young princess, and she turns her brothers into cranes, warning our princess that she must speak of it to no one, for with every word that escapes her lips, one of her brothers will die. Like, such an interesting premise. Again, another book that if I do want to eventually read it, I would probably just get it from my library. So we're going to make some space for some new books. Okay. This last stack I've also been dreading showing you guys because it's a lot of popular books, okay? We're going to go into this without any judgment. Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. This is one I was going back and forth about. I don't know if I'm going to continue with the series, because I really liked the majority of this book. I was getting into it, and then the ending, like the final twist at the very, very end, I was like, bro, I don't think so. This book just leaves me feeling very confused with my feelings. Like, it's such a mixed bag because I did enjoy some elements of it. Towards the end is where it starts to get a bit muddied for me. So I think I'm going to let her go. It was one of those book talk super hyped romantasies that I had to pick up like right away. And then I just feel so unsure about. These books, I can confidently say I love them. I'm going to try not to blind you with them because the covers are so shiny. I love them with my whole heart. I've given most of the series 5 stars, if not 4, like a very high 4-star. Paladin's Grace and Paladin's Strength by T. Kingfisher. These are the first 2 books in the Saints of Steel series. The only reason I'm unhauling these is because I got the new covers. They redid these covers and they're so pretty. Like, the new ones are absolutely gorgeous. And so where I was getting those new ones, I was like, I don't need multiple editions of these books. They are such floppy paperbacks. Like, truly, they're so good. This is a cozy fantasy series that will have you laughing out loud. I don't think I've ever laughed so hard reading a book series. T. Kingfisher is crazy because she writes like incredible horror books, but then also hits you with the cozy fantasy that will have you cackling. And then you're like, I'm literally sitting in my room reading ink on pieces of paper and I can't contain my laughter. It's crazy. Also, these characters are so fleshed out. It's so good. Please read the series, but I'm unhauling the first 2 books because I have the gorgeous new covers. Y'all are gonna be mad at me for this one too. Please don't be mad at me. This is a very well-loved YA fantasy romance series. It is the Powerless trilogy by Lauren Roberts. I have such mixed feelings about this whole series, but I think after the final book, I DNF'd it and I couldn't really get into it. I was like, I'm not gonna keep these on my shelf. The first book, Powerless, this is a like deadly trials. There's a group of people in this world who have magic. They're the elites. Anyone who has magic is an elite. Basically, this plague ravaged this city, and the people who survived the plague, turns out they got magical powers. Anyone who either like didn't get the plague or they didn't survive. If they didn't survive, they didn't survive. If they didn't get the plague, they didn't get magical powers. And now they're like looked down upon. It created this big class rift in this society. And so every year they have this basically deadly competition called the Purging Trials to celebrate the elite's magical abilities, to be able to like show them off. But it's a deadly competition, and our main character, Peyton, doesn't have powers. But she gets roped into these purging trials because she's just that good of like a con person. But she doesn't want to get found out that she doesn't have magical powers because they like to kill people that don't have magical powers. So that's this first book. You probably know about this. It's like a very popular series. The first one was okay for me. I think I gave it like 3 stars. The second book, Reckless, I loved. I gave it 5 stars. It was so good. The romance was so good. It had me eating out of the palm of this book's hand. Like, I loved this so freaking much. And then the last book, I just could not get into. I was like really, really struggling, and it's so chunky. And then I kind of heard, if you're not loving it now, you probably aren't gonna love it. And so that's that. If you want a book series that you can binge, they're very, very bingeable books. Like, I really binged, even the first one, which I didn't like love. I read it in maybe a day and a half. This is the book I'm most scared about, to be honest. Our final book that we're unhauling is Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. I was told this is a good place to start with Brando Sando. I ended up buying, obviously, the hardcover edition of Warbreaker because I thought I was really going to love it. I gave it 3 stars. Like, it was good, not great for me personally. I really enjoyed the beginning of the book. Like, the first half of this book, oh my gosh, I was loving it. Probably till about like 65 to 70% actually, so a little bit more than halfway through. And then the back half of the book really started to drag for me. And the ending, I just felt like, okay, we made it so far. And in the end, it didn't even matter. Like, it just felt like such a so-so ending for me. And it's been sitting on my shelves for years. And I finally came to the conclusion, there's other books that I'm going to love more than this one. I need to make some room on my shelves. That's always what it comes down to for me personally. So I do think I'll continue with Brandon Sanderson. I'm not saying like this was the only opportunity, because I read Tress of the Emerald Sea and loved it. Like, literally loved it so much. Gave it 5 stars. Obsessed with that type of writing. But I know that Tress of the Emerald Sea has a very different writing style for Brandon Sanderson. He was kind of like trying something new in Tress. I just don't need to keep this hardcover edition. And I think these are a little bit harder to find, because I remember when I was looking to purchase this, it was pretty difficult to come across. So, Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. Please let me know in the comments, what's a book that's like really, really popular that you didn't love but everyone else loved that maybe you unhauled from your shelves? I'll catch you in the comments, and I'll see you very soon. Toodles!